Hello again and welcome to the last instructor video of the quarter. I want to start off by saying again that each of you have done a truly wonderful job this quarter throughout this course, and you've made my first teaching experience an interesting, informative, and honestly an easier one than I originally expected. I hope that each of you have gotten something out of this class. And to those of you who are graduating, I wish you happy and prosperous careers as you move on to grander things. And to those of you who are going to continue in the program, I hope I have the opportunity of interacting with each of you again at some point in the future. And I wish you luck. I'm sure that you don't need it though, because your quality of work has been fantastic. So moving right along. The final section of your text covers contemporary issues, including lessons learned through attempts at reducing recidivism, the legacy of the war on drugs, and motherhood behind bars and juvenile corrections. The information presented in these readings in this last section of your book are extremely valuable in continuing to develop your critical thinking skills around these issues. I highly suggest keeping a copy of this textbook. It'll be extremely valuable to those of you who are going to continue on in the program as you get to some of those core classes if you haven't already. In particular, criminological theory, there's some good information there to work with, as well as the criminal justice theory. But as such, I'm going to present some more information for you on the current state of corrections and how corrections is changing and or addressing needs within the system as a whole. So there was a time when the U.S. correctional system was the most progressive in the world. For most of the 19th and 20th centuries, the U.S. correctional system was at the forefront of thinking about the best ways to deal with people who break the law, and the U.S. methods were widely celebrated and emulated. Instead, what sets the U.S. correctional system apart from everywhere else in the world today is its size. It's so big. Since the mid-1970s, by every measure, the American correctional system has grown by unprecedented amounts. Including probation, parole, and jails, the number of people under correctional control has also more than quadrupled in that same time, from under 1 million to more than 7 million. It's hard to believe that over the past 38 years we have deliberately created the correctional system we most want. To the contrary, most of those in charge of today's correctional system would argue that what we are doing is self-destructive and that an overhaul of the correctional system is long overdue. Corrections faces 5 core dilemmas. First, mission. Corrections lacks a clear mission and it operates in an environment of competing expectations that cannot be ignored. Correctional leaders must articulate their philosophy of corrections and establish a clear policy guide to its implementation. Excuse me. Second would be methods. When goals are in conflict, staff members have difficulty choosing among competing methods to perform their work: surveillance or service, custody or treatment. We must overcome the tradition of faddism in corrections and embrace the methods that improve the life chances of correctional clients. Third is structure. Correctional leaders, colleagues, are most often the ones who put the most immediate obstacles in their way. And the correctional system depends on significant factors outside of its control. Through the formation of partnerships, the impact of structural problems can be reduced. Fourth is personnel. 2 essential goals are attracting the right kinds of people to work in corrections and motivating them to remain once they are employed. A sound staff is built by innovative selection and promotion methods. Professional growth on the job is encouraged by education and training incentives. Last are costs. Corrections is expensive. The public desire to punish criminals is not supported by a willingness to pay for the punishment. Making the cost of correctional policies clear is an essential step in making them effective. Four important forces are now shaping corrections. First are evidence-based practices, which seek to base correctional programs on solid evidence about what works, something that we've talked about in detail through the discussion board posts. Second, techno-corrections, which alters the strategies of the correctional system by using new technology such as electronic monitoring. Third, falling crime rates, which open the door for a reduction in the number of people processed by the correctional system. And last, professionalization, which has resulted in an improvement in the skill sets of those who work within the field. There have been many studies of leadership, and they suggest an important idea about the fit, how the skills of a leader need to be the right ones for the dilemmas that are actually being confronted. Good leaders have strong vision for their work, but they also have an on-the-ground ability to motivate people working in the system to do their best. While education and experience are known to be important qualities in effective leadership, we also know from history that good leaders come from all walks of life and from every background. The challenge facing corrections is how to attract the best leaders to the field to implement some of these changes. There are three challenges for recreating corrections with an eye towards the future. Challenge 1 is reinvigorating a new correctional leadership. Challenge 2, refocusing our investments in what works. And Challenge 3, reclaiming the moral and ethical high road. The correctional system we have built does not highlight what is best about the American heritage. Optimism, entrepreneurial spirit, and a belief in the possibilities that arise when people are allowed to pursue their dreams. The challenge facing us all is how to articulate those values in a compelling way, how to clarify what corrections is all about in language and imagery that makes us, once again, a beacon of freedom and justice for the entire world to see. Well, that's it for me. I look forward to reading your papers, and again, happy holidays. I hope to be speaking with all of you soon at some point, and good luck. Bye.